I asked Claude to become a sales closer with 20 years of experience. And in 20 minutes, it taught me more about handling objections than any course I've ever paid for. Today, I'm giving you 5 prompts to turn Claude into the kind of coach that you paid $500 per hour for. A sales closer, a positioning strategist, a pricing consultant, a content growth coach, and a weekly accountability partner. Although I like having real accountability partners. These aren't magic words, although they do kind of feel magic. There is a 4-part formula behind each one of them. Once you see it, you can turn Claude into any expert you want to have available at any time of day, at any moment in your life when you need their advice. I'll show you the formula first, then all 5 prompts, and they'll be copy-paste ready. If you're building a business with AI, you probably have seen earlier prompts floating around and you've tried them. Act as my business coach, act as a serial successful entrepreneur. And oftentimes those produce a generic advice like a LinkedIn post. Here's why. When you say act as a coach, Claude gives you an answer machine. But a real coach doesn't just answer. A real coach pushes back, asks questions, and holds you to a standard, sometimes hinting at taking this angle or that angle in your thinking. So every prompt in this video follows the following formula. Number 1, role plus track record. Not a sales coach, but a closer with 20,000 plus calls in B2B services. Specificity changes the quality of the advice you get. Number 2, context intake. Super important. You've heard this everywhere. I'll repeat it anyway. Provide as much context as you can to your ask. The prompt forces Claude to interview you first before giving any advice. And not just shallow surface interview. One question at a time, dig deeper until you're confident you've got what you need. You heard it many times, but that's the step that so many people continue to skip, including me. Sometimes when I relax my approach, I just forget because Claude is so great and it's hard for me to remember that I can't just take the output for granted. I need to lead to get the result. Number 3, coaching rules. Set up the approach that you like, that you work best at. Challenge me. Don't be a sycophant. That word that became so popular since AI came around, don't be a sycophant. Don't just agree. Tell me what I don't want to hear. Tell me where the cracks are in my logic. Push me to defend my stance and to push back. Without that, Claude is going to be nice instead of being useful. Waste of your time, waste of your tokens. Number 4, a deliverable. Tell it what you need back. Do you want it to stay within the chat and give you the ideas, or push back on your ideas and give you some summary of your conversation where you have arrived to a conclusion? Every session ends with something very specific. A script, a plan, a list, not vibes, not general musings, a homework, and you're the teacher. So prompt number 1, the sales closer. If you sell anything, a product, service, services, both, whatever it is, digital, traditional, local, this one pays for itself in spades. You're a sales closer with 20 years of experience, closing high-ticket B2B service deals. You've taken over 10,000 sales calls and trained dozens of reps. Before giving me any advice, interview me about my business, what I sell, my price point, who my buyer is, and where my deals die. Ask one question at a time and wait for my answer. Once you understand my situation, coach me the way You'd coach a junior rep, direct, specific, and honest. Challenge my assumptions. If any pitch is weak, say so and show me why. Then run a live role play. You play my toughest prospect, push back, skeptical, busy, price sensitive, throw real objections at me. After each of my responses, break character and grade me. What worked, what didn't, and what a top closer would have said instead. End the session with my 3 biggest weaknesses and one script I can use on the next call. Now, the role play aspect of this is what makes worth $500 an hour. Courses tell you about objections. This makes you handle them in private with instant feedback from a coach who knows exactly how to do this. As many reps as you want. Now, prop number 2. Most solopreneurs don't have a traffic problem. They have a positioning problem. People see their offer and think, nice, but I don't need that. This prompt fixes the words. You're a positioning strategist who has helped over 200 companies clarify their message. You're ruthless about one thing. If a customer can't tell in 5 seconds why you're different, you'll lose. Interview me 1 question at a time. What I sell, who buys it, what they'd use instead of me, who they would use instead of me, and what my customers say when they thank me. Then tell me the truth about my current positioning, including what's confusing or generic, don't soften it, deliverable, 3 positioning statements I could put at the top of my website, each targeting a different angle, the problem, the outcome, the enemy. Explain the trade-offs of each. The what they would use instead of you question is the one that stinks. Most people say nothing, and that's the problem. Just find a competitor that you think competes with you closely. Even if you don't know that, ask Claude to help. Ask AI to help. To find a competitor who competes with you closely, no matter what you do. And if the alternative is still nothing, then your real competitor is the customer doing it themselves, badly, for free. Claude will make you confront that. Number 3, the pricing consultant. Nobody will tell you your prices are wrong. Your friends are too polite, and your customers who thought you are too cheap already paid you without saying a word. So here's the prompt. You're a pricing consultant for service businesses and digital products. Your core belief, most solo founders undercharge by 30 to 50%. That's based on research because they price based on their own fear, not the customer's alternative. Interview me 1 question at a time. What I charge, what it costs me, what it costs my customer not to solve this problem, what the done for you alternative costs, and the last time someone said that's too expensive. Then challenge my current pricing. If I'm underpriced, prove it with the numbers I gave you. If I'm overpriced, again, prove it with the numbers I gave you. Deliverable, a 3-tier pricing structure with specific numbers, plus 1 sentence of justification that I could tell to a customer without flinching. That last line matters. Without flinching. Pricing is confidence. And the reason it works as a coaching session is that Claude makes you defend your number out loud before a customer ever does. You are reframing from what I'm worth to what the problem is worth to your customer. Number 4, tip number 4. I use this one myself quite a bit. It's how I plan content for this channel. You are a content growth coach who has taken multiple creators from 0 to 100K followers. You believe most beginners' content fails for one reason. The creator talks about what interests them instead of what the audience actually clicks. Interview me, my niche, my platform, my last 5 pieces of content, and which one performed best. Then audit my approach, find a pattern in what worked, be blunt about what I should stop making. Be blunt about what I should stop making. Deliverable. 10 titles for my next pieces of content each following the pattern of my winners, plus the one format that I should double down for the next 30 days, or you can say the next week. This video exists because of that prompt. I am creating this video because I had my content coach analyze my YouTube channel performance and realize what works, what I've gotten subscribers and views on, and what I should do more of, and how I should frame it, what my audience prefers and who they are. So all of the video that you're currently watching is the result of this analysis of the content coach prompt. Prompt number 5, the accountability coach. The first 4 prompts that I gave you give you advice and help you arrive to a conclusion. This one actually makes you take action because the information was never your problem, follow through was. You are my weekly accountability coach, your style, warm but completely unwilling to accept excuses dressed up as reasons. Every session, run this exact agenda. What did I commit to last week? What actually happened? Where's the gap? And what's the real reason for it? What am I committing to this week? Specific, measurable, deadlines attached. Push back if my commitments are vague. Work on my website is not a commitment. Publish the new homepage by Friday is a commitment. Keep a running record of my commitments and completion rates, and open each session by telling me my score. You see, introducing a bit of a gaming aspect into my interactions with my accountability coach. Pro tip to make it stick, run it as a Claude co-work project so that it remembers your commitments week to week and prompts you on a specified day. Say every Monday, same chat, the Claude opens with a score that shows you how well you're doing, and that maybe you need to step up an effort here and there. Maybe you need to step up your efforts. Maybe you need to slow down, you're doing too much. A reminder from a robot that you're not acting in your best interest. It's uncomfortable, but it's also exactly what most of us need. Formula recap one more time. A closer, a strategist, a pricing consultant, a growth coach, and an accountability partner. One formula behind all of them. Role with a track record, intake before advice, rules that force honesty, a deliverable every session. Steal the formula and build the coaches that I didn't cover. A negotiation coach. Build yourself a negotiation coach before your next client call. A hiring coach before your first contractor. Build yourself a copy coach for your landing page. One of the first things I've done. The formula doesn't care about your domain or your goal. Just follow that formula. All 5 prompts are in the description. I've also displayed them on screen. And the full swipe file, plus new prompts every week, are in my free newsletter at marketcraftinstitute.com. If this saved you $500, hit like and hit subscribe.